So definitely a little less stress here for us as the sun rising in beautiful Ostrava, hoping for some clear skies. Today we had a little rain delay yesterday, some thunder and lightning. We'll see what today holds. But what we know for now is women's semifinal underway. Switzerland in the white tops, Latvia in the teal tops, and Anouk trying to go cross court there and doesn't find any hands.
I'm still slipping with partners as well. It's Anouk and Joanna. It's still Barbara and Carol. It'll take some time.
It'll take some
Give
time.
us to the midway point.
Back to Anouk they go. Gonna poke to the line. Good read from Anastasija. In transition, trying to snap it down the middle. That one misses just a bit long.
But the opportunity was there. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for opportunities early on. And so you already have, starting off, maybe some nerves. You got back-to-back airs to start off this semifinal.
Zoe with a nice cross-court serve headed the way of Gradina. And nice, calm, crisp, high line to start things off for Tina Gradina in her first side out.
Tina's touch is so sharp and soft. You can't even hear it off her hand. It's just a perfect hand-on ball contact.
Tough line serve off the platform there of Anouk. Quick start here for Latvia.
And I said it'd be Anastasija serving. That might have been the X factor here, but Tina breaking out an ace here in the first 4 points, and Latvia jumping all over Switzerland.
Good pass this time from Anouk. She's going to poke to that line again. Good soft block from Tina. Chance for Latvia in transition. The little knuckle pokey cut shot there from Anastasija. We'll see a ton of variety with the knuckles from Anastasija.
And it starts with Tina. It starts with her service pressure. It starts with her blocking. She sets up the first transition opportunity, and then Anastasija, I love that little cover and then spread offense. And that allows her to hit what I think was kind of an imperfect shot on an imperfect set, but the way we explain it to our young women at Florida State is it's controlled chaos. We know the chaos is coming on offense. The defense doesn't. That allows you to be a little bit imperfect and get a kill.
Yeah, I like the spacing there. Able to lift that pass, create a little bit of spacing. And Zoe's still setting up defensively because of the tempo and a quick little knuckle poke that we've seen all too well from Samoilova. And it's a good start here for Latvia. Just like crisp, taking care of the volleyball. And an early timeout here for Switzerland. But again, we've talked about early timeouts and how they can be beneficial. You don't want to play with a huge deficit throughout a set. It kind of makes it a little challenging, the mental side of things.
And we've seen Latvia start hot before. They had a 6-0 lead on Melon Brandy yesterday, and then they found themselves down 19-20. So the task for Latvia now is sustain it. Can you sustain this?
Stay on Anouk out of the timeout. Anouk will go right back to that poke shot. She goes higher out of the reach of Gradina.
There's the adjustment from Anouk, just going a little bit higher, knowing that Tina, one of the best leapers we have out here on the Beach Pro Tour, and Anouk as well. That is a high reach.
Good timeout for the Swiss. And that serve drifting away from Gradina for the ace.
I love that serve out of the middle and then just chopping it back to the line. And it's doubly beneficial as a blocker running up because, one, it's a really nice serve, but you also don't have to run up that much further as if she was serving angle to line. I love that serve from Anouk.
We'll switch sides. 3 serve and 4. We'll stay on Gradina. Bump set here. Gradina using the vision, little soft poke into the angle.
A lot of poke shots.
Yes.
Already in this semifinal. We've seen Anouk break out a couple, Anastasija breaking out a couple, Tina, not known for her poking really, and she's getting her first poke kill of the match.
Pulling is Gradina, and catching the net on that swing is Anouk. So good pull there for Latvia to get the point.
That's a handful of errors we've seen from Switzerland, and that's exactly what they did not do yesterday against Italy. The first set they had over Gottardi and Rekka was one error, and already we've seen a handful.
And first ball the way of Zoe, and she thunders one into the angle.
And I think that Latvia missed that serve a little bit. I think they were trying to pin Anouk in the seam, and it just drifted over to Zoe. So credit to Zoe for being ready for her first attack of the match.
ball. It's going to be an overpass. Put back down from Anouk right on the sideline. The two-handed dunk, totally legal.
Service pressure has been the theme so far. We've seen 2 aces, a couple overpass dunks, and so teams just trying to settle in on the offensive side of things with the service heat.
Better pass from Semilova. Going to the cut. Nice full layout from Zoe. That swing is going to go long. Good idea, though, from Switzerland.
It's the right thought. Sure, it ended in an error, but if I were Anouk and Zoe's coach, which I'm not, I would say take that 100 times out of 100 because that's the right swing.
Yeah, she had Anastasija beat with the pace, just put a little too much on it. Nobody up, and that swing there off the right arm of Anastasija. So nice swing from Anouk getting into a rhythm.
High deep seam, it works. And Tina, we've seen her pull twice now on Anouk, so the game plan might be if it's a little bit off the net, let's get out of there and let's rely on our pull digging.
Yeah, Anouk was doing such a good job yesterday using that vision. They've been very efficient in their side out in this tournament. Adina, good read from Zoe. That's going to go over the net and land in. Tina unsure if that was going to be in, and the full layout effort from Zoe Vergé-Dupre gets rewarded.
What a dig from Zoe, and that's twice Latvia has hit a cut shot, and that's twice that Zoe has been all over it. And that one, I think she was just trying to pop up for Anouk to have an option. We'll take a kill by accident.
We'll take dig to kill. Little direct deposit to start things off on a Sunday. Overhead here for Gradina. Going to the line, Zoe everywhere right now. Pushing her back to the middle. It's Doug. Chance here at Gradina with a little chop there into the small part of the line.
Another wonderful dig from Zoe, and we saw her in transition yesterday. She likes that crossbody back to the line. Tina was ready for it. Excellent pull dig and a good save in the side out.
Pass from Anouk. This ball a little bit tight. Joust at the net. One from Gradina. Can't put that ball too close with big Tina Gradina up there.
And that's a really difficult play for a blocker to win because you don't have any of the timing, you don't have any of the leverage. And watch how Tina swipes it to the left away from Anouk. Doesn't try to push it back into her. That's a brilliant block.
Veteran move from Gradina. Zoe gets a chance. She's going to swing, and her follow through. Rare to see the follow through going into the net.
And it's rare to see Switzerland rack up so many errors so far. That's been the theme for them, where it's not that Tina and Anastasija are playing great volleyball right now. It's just they're just giving the ball to Switzerland and just getting a couple errors from them.
Trying to go cross court, jumping into the middle, and Gradina, disciplined with her hands, secures a monster block.
No, that was great volleyball.
Yes.
That was a great block from Tina Gradina. Her second big block, third big block. She has 2 block kills, 1 soft block, so her presence is being felt early.
All the way out wide, trying to go to the sharp cutty, and Gradina is dialed right now with her hand and eye work up at the net.
And now what we have to watch for is how is this going to change the attack? And we talk a lot about shots altered. Now we have 3 blocks and a soft block. How is that going to change what Switzerland is trying to do offensively?
The service pressure continues. Anastasija's was a beast yesterday at the end line. She's starting to ramp it up in this women's semifinal.
And what were the X factors, Kyle? Tina's blocking, Anastasija's serving.
Yes.
On those alone, you have 5 points.
Playing with their strengths. It's Latvia here. And working to the seam, leaving some space, so a much needed side out for Anouk and Zoe. And they'll go into a technical timeout. Down 8-13.
And this is a much different sort of match than we've seen from the Vergé-Dupres against Tina and Anastasija. Now, we've never seen them play one another as a team, but individually, they have never beaten Zoe. They're 0-2, and they're 1-6 against Anouk. So you have 1-8 overall against the Vergé-Dupres. And so whatever these scouting reports, whatever the game plan was against them together, it's working so far.
It is working for Latvia is right. As you see our challenge referee, David Bratzi, up here in the booth with us. We have the challenge system in place. If you've been watching Any of the matches here this week on Stadium Court. You can see the athletes hold up the seat for some challenges. We have some video replays. We got our high-speed cameras surrounding the court end line, sidelines on the net. We got a couple refs up here in the booth. Trying to be as efficient as possible here on Stadium Court. New technology on the Beach Pro Tour. We've used it last year in Doha. We're bringing it back here in Ostrava. Back out of the deck. Ball going the way of Tina. Tina bringing a little pace on that one. A little surprise line swing.
That's our first big swing we've seen in this match, and it's interesting to see the Vóley-playa serving Tina, something that no other team has done yet in this tournament.
Yeah, kind of mixing it up, and every team that's been serving Anastasija, they've been losing, so I kind of like the change up. Nice little poke shot. That time from Anouk, one of her favorite shots.
And Tina's one of the best at coming down from the block, turning and digging this, and she sort of just gets stuck. Watch how she lands here. A little bit awkward. She just can't get the momentum shifting.
Yeah, that right leg kind of a little bit into the court. That serve going a little bit wide, and we talked about Latvia, not many teams have beat them. Well, I was wrong because one team did beat them. Kelly Chang, Molly Shaw took them down in the round of 12 match, but Latvia come back from the dead, get the lucky loser bid. They take a win against Mel and Brandy, and they're here in the semifinals now. Good shot. That is sharp. Both Latvian players all over it, but too good.
It was interesting that Anastasija was actually there for this one. Watch her positioning, and she was just a little bit tall on that one. She has the right read, though.
Anastasia from the right, bringing some pace. Yes, sir. Nice rip there from Samuelova.
That's that gas that we saw from Anastasija yesterday. When she is physical and aggressive, she was borderline unstoppable against Mel and Brandy. It's the first big rip we've seen from her, and she's 1 for 1.
One of the quickest arms that we have on the Beach Pro Tour. 16-10 now for Latvia. A little sidewinder serve from Gradina. And again, the cut shot going down. Anouk finding a sweet spot into that front meter of the court.
If it ain't broke, Kyle,
yep,
don't fix it. Just keep hitting that Perisic cutty as much as you can until they find a way to stop it.
Gradina going to go to the option, wrap it back to the line. Excellent time and excellent execution from Latvia.
And I would have to think that that's one of the main reasons that they were serving Tina in the first place, was because she's one of the most effective on-two players on the Beach Pro Tour, especially as a blocker running up. Tina picks her spots so well. When you're a blocker running up, you have to be ready for that.
Tough float serve, passed very well, and then kick out wide. Going to try to look for the line bounce. Gets a little underneath it and pushes it wide.
I wonder how much Tina's little disruptive move, the fake pull and coming back, if that disrupted Anouk at all as far as vision goes.
Yeah, it's interesting sometimes when you just see some blocker do something different, just take away some of that vision, some of that feel, and that one from Zoe just rattling through the hands of Gradina.
I've been so impressed with Zoe in this tournament, in this season, but this tournament especially, siding out 86% coming into yesterday's matches, and she's been excellent in the few opportunities she's had so far in this.
Aggressive serve. Line judge calling it out. Aguil's up at the net is going to call it in, overrule the line judge here. Good work. Nice serve from Zoe. Got to be aggressive here down late in this first one. Line to line to Tina. Tina bring a little gas. That one is dug. Chance here for Latvia. Soft touch from Anouk, but it goes out of reach. Neither Swiss player can track that one down.
Nice dig again from Zoe. She's had probably 6 or 7 digs in this first set, so defense hasn't been the main issue so far for Switzerland. It's been just the consistency inside out.
Short dropping serve cross court. Oh, deadly from Gradina. That turns into an ace for Latvia.
And Tina just on her own, without the need of a transition, she has 5 or 6 points. She's got 2 aces and 4 blocks. Those are friendly numbers. Friendly numbers.
Kind of what you want to do coming into the semifinal. This one a little more depth on that serve. Nobody up. Excellent shot. Perfect placement there from Anouk. They got some work to do, though, Trav, in this first set if they want to make it close.
Yeah, I mean, this first set's over. What you're looking for right now is just to get into a passing and side-out rhythm because that's eluded them for this entire first set. Now, granted, 4 of the 5 matches they've played in Ostrava have gone 3, so they're no strangers to this.
Anastasija to take set number 1. She wants all the smoke on that swing, but sails it a little bit long.
But again, I like her staying physical. That's where she's been her most terminal in Ostrava. That's where she was at her most terminal against Mellon Brandy yesterday. And so you're 1 for 2 on swings? Keep at it.
Keep going. Ramp it up. Got a couple more points here of freedom. And the option, nice read from Zoe. It's going to be too tight to the net. And Gradina doing cleanup duty on the David Schweiner net up there in this first set.
Gradina?
Gradina? It's a work in progress. That's a work in progress.
So Tina ends that, by my count, with 5 blocks and 2 aces. Those are crazy numbers. And this, the handwork from Tina, it's remarkable because it's not that she just blocks it straight, but she redirects it away from the covering setter or defender. 21-15 first set win. They made it look easy, Kyle.
Yeah, smooth start, excellent warm-up, clearly, for Latvia. And Tina, standing at 6 feet tall, she's not the tallest blocker that we have on the Beach Pro Tour, but it's not about being the biggest, Travis, as we know. We've both blocked before. It's about being dynamic, having excellent hands. They don't need to be high, they need to be in the right spot, and then redirecting it. Like you said, I love how Tina is finding those jousts and then pushing in a direction away from Switzerland.
And you look at those numbers there, Latvia leading in every category you want to lead. They have the advantage of 4 errors. They have 3 aces. They have 3 blocks, I think, undercounted. Anouk got undercounted yesterday as well.
Yep.
That's how you win. You just win every category by 1 or 2, and that's a 21-15 smooth, relatively easy first set win.
Start of set number 2 here. And Anastasija on no one up, going right up the middle for the kill.
They're just a fast starting team. The first switch, I've seen them win the first switch in every single match except the one they lost against Kelly and Molly.
Yeah, do you think that it's credit to a good warm-up, just kind of part of the game plan for them?
Might be a mindset
type
thing. If I knew our Florida State girls
I was just
would be the fastest starting team.
How can you implement that fast start with your Florida State girls?
And they might have it just by virtue of they thought they were knocked out of the tournament, and then they came back, and now they're in the semifinals. So you're just playing on house money. You get your second life.
Yeah, we've talked about that mindset. And that little set over is clean. It's interesting. You're allowed to set that ball over. Taking a look at it. She's squaring up fairly early, Trav. It's not too much of a late turn with the shoulders.
I think it was worth. I think that Stefan Muller, our up ref, was right to let it go.
Yes.
I think it's also proper for Anouk to ask about it, have the conversation, because it was a little dicey. Just asking, having the conversation. It's always worth it.
It's always worth it. You want to be in the ref's ear a little bit, so maybe for the next one, he's thinking about it a little bit more. Give you the benefit of the doubt. Nice line swing there from Anouk, changing it up. Pass tight to the net, gets set from Gradina. Good run here from Zoe. Can she put this one away to the jumbo angle? And that's going to go down. Nice scoop and deliver for Zoe Vergé to pray.
First jumbo poke of the day. That was the theme of yesterday's quarterfinals. Took us 5 points into the second set to see our first.
There it is. Sees the movement from Latvia, and it doesn't need to be perfectly to the sideline. Just over in the angle is good enough. Anastasija ripping it through the hands of Anouk.
That's a great swing from Anastasija. If she had brought that any lower, it's coming right back down, and Anouk starts getting going, blocking, and they've done a nice job of keeping Anouk out of it as far as her blocking goes.
They are making her work inside out, though, as she has been the target consistently in this event and in this match. Zoe, credit to Zoe, the younger of the 2 Swiss sisters, has been siding out at such a high level. Like you said, 86% in this tournament. It's tough to serve her the ball.
And it's difficult to serve both of them, where Anouk is still siding out in the 70s. And that's the world-class number that you shoot for is 65%. You get both your players going well above that, that's how you end up in the semifinal of an elite.
Option from Gradina, again wrapping it back to the line. Great direction and excellent decision-making again from Gradina.
And a credit to Zoe for being in the right spot. Now, Tina, she's picked her spots well, as she does optioning. But Zoe's doing a nice job of putting herself in a position to at least get a touch, and those touches are eventually going to be digs.
Cross court, Anastasia there, but it's an overpass. Option just off the hand and drops down on Latvia side. Zoe with the kill in trans.
I like that decision from Zoe because she's been sort of frozen out. She's only been served a couple balls here and there. So when you have the opportunity to score a point and release a little bit of pressure from Anouk, go ahead and take it.
That's a good sign for Zoe, swinging at 38% in transition here for this event. We're trying to ramp up some of those numbers. Quick little set. That's what we saw yesterday, some of that tempo. And it looks like Anastasia is a second late, but possibly part of their plan.
And that's the thing. To us, it looks a little bit low, and it looks like Anastasia's a little bit late, but she hasn't not scored on it.
Yeah.
And so it's working.
It's been very effective for them, just that little change of tempo. For Latvia, overpass, weird touch at the net for Tina, and she misses the overpass. Came over so quick, I think it kind of surprised her.
Those are such difficult plays for a blocker because it's so tempting just to run up and grab it and do something with it, even if the smarter play is just to let that just go back to Anastasia. It's just it's not an easy play to make.
That ball slipping through the hands of Gradina, and there'll be a double call. One of our first doubles we've seen here in Ostrava.
And that's one of the few good breaks that Switzerland has had. Latvia was almost perfect in that opening set, and so just showing a couple cracks here.
Quick little option, this one back to the angle. Quick little snap, late is Anouk's hands.
And when Anouk is running up, Tina is just on red alert. Where's the alley? Where can I find Anouk's hands? Where can I just snap it around her?
Constantly aware is Gradina up at the net. The short poke, good read from Anastasia. She's gonna work back to the middle of the court. Gonna go sharp, good layout from Zoe. And Anastasia getting stuck up at the net, and that's gonna be a poke kill for Zoe Virgin Dupre.
And again, same with the first set. Cut shots are unavailable right now for Latvia. Whatever the game planning was for Switzerland, it was an excellent one because those cut shots just haven't worked. Zoe's been all over them. And again, defense wasn't the problem in the first set. It was offensive consistency, and they're steadying out offensively, and they're earning points, and that's how they have a 2-point lead.
Gradina from the left. Gradina slapping it into the cross court. No one there for Switzerland.
I think maybe an unintentional double up in the line. Given Anouk's reaction afterward, looking for Zoe in the angle, Zoe was running to the line. And as a defender, sometimes you got to take a chance.
Short serve option from Zoe. Finds some space. And shockingly, Gradina did not get a hand on that one.
And it might be time for them to try something a little bit different serving-wise. Anouk's starting to settle in. Zoe, a little bit more aggressive optioning. Maybe try middle, angle middle. Maybe mix up the depths of your serving. Try shorty.
Speaking of shorties, Anouk trying to go very short there. And that one goes into the net. Travis, do you have a favorite float serve that you like to hit or you like to have your team hit?
Short serve?
Yep.
Middle, short.
Middle, short. Real nightmare.
Short serves are the most underrated weapon in beach volleyball. Low risk, high reward.
I agree. I hate seeing short serves. High free ball here for Latvia. And then calmly hitting a little chip shot into the angle is Gradina. Excellent touch from Latvia.
You mentioned the high free ball. It's not an easy ball to make a perfect option pass. And so a credit to Anastasia. We talk a lot about Tina and her smart optioning, her efficient optioning. Well, that starts with the pass. You can't do that without the passing.
Speaking of optioning, Zoe also on red alert when Tina Gradina is serving, when the blocker is trying to run up, and she scores.
Excellent pass that time from Anouk, and it's important for Switzerland. Same with Miles Partain and Andy Benish yesterday against Norway. You have to keep this edge. You don't want to let Latvia back into it.
Zoe lined up out of the middle of the court, going towards the sideline. She scored an ace there in the first set. She gets another one right on the sideline.
Stefan Eagle Eyes Mulla up top on the stand. Twice he's overruled our down ref. why she's been correct.
This one deep at the chest here of Anastasija. Oh my! That ball sounded just a little different off the right hand of Anastasija.
Some extra pop there from Anastasija. And I'd like to see the replay. What does she see here? So Anouk just leaving a little bit of sliver of line, just enough for Anastasija to know that Zoe wasn't home just yet. Fast line's available.
Yeah, anything softer, Zoe was all over it. But excellent rip on that quick arm of Anastasija Samoilova. You see the Latvian duo. They've been playing together for some time now. Where, again, like I said, in 2018, they played this event in Ostrava. They took 3 17ths in a row before breaking through, taking a 5th, and then a 3rd. Last year getting a bronze in 2024 with their best finish in Ostrava. And they've been a mainstay here in the Beach Pro Tour and just one of the best teams that we have in the world for a very long time.
You know, Latvia, not the biggest country out here in the world, right? So you have, when you have excellent Latvian beach volleyball players, you just see them for so long. I mean, how long did we see Alexander Samoilov, Giannis Medins, Martins Plavins still out here taking a 5th? And so Anastasija and Tina, your Mala natives, we're going to see them out here for so long.
Back out of the tech. Joanna going to wrap it to the angle, and good one-handed dig from Anastasija. Zoe going to rip into the cross court and ricochets off the block for the kill.
I can't remember a time that Zoe didn't put the ball away.
I don't think so.
She might. We don't have the live hitting percentages, but by my pencil in rough draft count, I got Zoe at hitting 100%.
Yeah, not many mistakes at all from a Zoe Virgin Prey. Trouble on this pass. What a set from Gradina. She's going to poke that one deep as Anastasija. It's going to sail long, so there's a break for Switzerland, and they go up 3.
What a set from Tina. And Anastasija typically has excellent poke control, just missing that one a little bit long. But this is what Switzerland's been doing the entire week. They go 3, no problem.
Very comfortable in 3 sets, all but 1 match in this event. Gone 3. Good scoop here from Zoe. She wants more, and that is the right call, Travis. I think Stefan's listening to you here in the booth.
You know, I thought that Stefan, I thought he was going to let that go. I love that he took his time to make the right call. No argument, but what a missed opportunity for Switzerland. You have a chance to go up 4 in system, and instead it's still a 2-point ball game.
Trouble on this pass. Good roll up, but it's a little bit tight. Anastasija full layout. And heads up play. Zoe taking action whenever she can to implement herself in this game.
Zoe's playing a fantastic volleyball match. This is well off the net, and she had to step close back the other way, away from the flow of her body. That's a really nice shot.
And I like this timeout here from Latvia. We talked about the rhythm that Zoe and Anouk are in, especially Zoe, and Latvia doesn't like it. They don't like the way things are going right now. They're going to take a little timeout here, try to slow things down.
To be honest, I'm like slightly puzzled by the timeout because they're calling it after they had an opportunity in transition. It wasn't that they gave one up, and it really wasn't that great of an opportunity in transition either. It was just you got to dig, and it was an overpass, and then Zoe doing what she does.
Yeah,
I'm curious what the impetus was to call that.
Yeah, maybe possibly feeling this set getting closer to the end, and running out of time to take that timeout before it gets to 18-15 or some larger score. I know as a player wanting to not play down, not have a huge deficit going into end of game. If possible, if you can close that, I think just the mentality changes a little bit. But I mean, that's why we're at the booth, Trav, and that's why they're on the court. We don't know. They know what they're doing. And we'll see if it pays off for them, and then we'll be the ones to judge. Perfect pass from Samoilova. Tempo out wide. She's been scoring there a ton and continues the trend with a massive swing.
Those tempo plays are hyper efficient for Latvia, and I like how frequently they run them. It's 2 or 3 times per set, not enough to let the defense really adjust to it.
And the first jump serve that we've seen from Anastasija goes a bit awry, but it's a weapon that she has. We're used to seeing her use it. Haven't really seen it a ton here in Ostrava. Nobody up. Samoylova, she wraps one down the line off the right hand of Anouk for a kill.
And you could see as soon as that was a slightly out of system pass, Anouk started her blocking stance a little bit staggered, and so it was kind of an auto pull, didn't wait to see the set. And Anastasija has so much power where if you pull early and it ends up being a pretty good set, that's a dangerous scenario.
Side switch here, the short middle. 13 serving 15. Good slide into the line from Anastasija. To take this one to a 1-point deficit, they do. Anastasija ripping it off the hands.
What's my favorite serve in the world, Kyle?
The short middle. Short middle, coach.
It's just such a difficult pass to have, and not necessarily the pass, which is difficult, but it creates this sort of both players kind of run into each other a little bit. Then you have to pass back up, get your approach. A lot of times you lose your vision. It's just a very easy serve to hit and not an easy one to execute.
And you mix it up, going deep. Gradina put a little too much sauce on that one as it goes long. 16, serving 14. If you're just joining us, Latvia takes set number 1. Gradina gonna rip cross court. It's Doug. She's gonna have another chance here. She goes back to the angle and finds the corner for the kill. Second time of asking.
And that was a good break, I think, for Tina, because that was one of the few mishits that she's had, and that caught the back sliver of line. But a lot of times the quality of your play is how high quality are your misses. Pretty high quality miss.
Trouble on this serve here, trying to get it back over is Anouk, counted as an ace. That one's gonna go wide.
Is that another short serve?
Take notes at home. The short serves are effective. So effective, they can force teams into timeouts as Latvia comes storming back after their timeout, make a nice little run to tie things up at 16 all.
And I like that adjustment. I like the change in service strategy because after that timeout, we saw Anastasija hit her first jump serve. And like you said, she has one of the best jump serves on the Beach Pro Tour. Haven't seen her hit it a ton. I just remember that Stotts bronze medal match from a year ago
yes.
where she had 11 or 12 aces. It was crazy. I'd never seen a serve performance like it. And I want to ask Anastasija, actually come to think of it, should have asked her practice this morning. Missed an opportunity. Why she doesn't hit it as often as she does, because we've only seen that one. But she comes out, hits that jump serve, misses it, but they've changed the locations, changed the depths. We're starting to see some short serves. They're 2 for 2 on them, getting 2 points right away. So I'm interested to see if Anastasija goes with a short, deep game on Anouk and just keeps disrupting her approach.
Adjustments being made from Latvia at the end line during that timeout, and an excellent timeout. Anastasija putting her hands up. Can't believe that she missed that one. The big coach's no-no to miss after a timeout.
But how often do we see it?
Yes.
It has to be a 50% miss rate out of a timeout.
That's a lot. It's too much, coach. It's too much. 17-16. Switzerland looking to push this to 3. Oh my, what a right hand from Anouk when Switzerland needed it most. Monster block.
Huge block from Anouk, and a great job staying home. I think that set drifted a little bit far inside, and Anouk just drops that right hand enough into the seam. That is a big, big block.
18-16 now, Switzerland. Anastasija down the line. What a read from Zoe on an open net. Can she put this one away? The over on 1, Zoe's too fast. Trouble here, and that, yeah, that's the right call. Unfortunately for Latvia, Zoe runs into the ref stand or the side pole, doesn't hit the net within the antenna, and so that is a totally clean play, and so Stefan Mueller quickly raising the replay.
What a good break that is for Switzerland.
Man.
You got Latvia having an in-system transition opportunity. That said, it's hard to earn a point on this team. They got to do it again.
Scooping Zoe from off the net. She's going to go deep. Gradina's going to go quick on the option, and it misses long. And so there's a big point for Switzerland.
The defense from Switzerland, it's been there this whole match. They've just been waiting for a little bit of side-out consistency. They got it, and that gives their defense the opportunity to put them back in the match and then take a 3-point lead. So 3-0 run out of the timeout. Excellent job by the Vérgé de Pace.
Yeah. Timing exquisite right now for Switzerland in their movement and their defensive movement. He's always sliding into the right spot at the right time. Anastasija off the face or off the head of Anouk. Hopefully Anouk is fine. A little good sportsmanship there for Anastasija checking in.
Anastasija is good for one of those matches. Knocked off the visor of Brandy yesterday. Just taking scalps, as our good friend Kerry Potthurst might say.
17 serving 19. If Latvia want to hold on in this set number 2, they need a point here. That one is going to do it. I don't know if that clears the net. Either way, Gradina in the right spot. That one bounces back on the side of Switzerland.
And her blocking was so big in that first set. I think she got one there. And that's the first time she's really been involved at the net in the second set.
Where does Anouk go here? She's been working that short poke. Nobody up. Good layout here from Anastasija. This ball's going to land in. Zoe's going to play it. Down the line, good hands from Gradina. She leverages that line and then comes out of nowhere, Travis, to secure a block.
And if Melissa Humana Paredes is watching, she knows this move all too well. Just baiting that low line and taking it. Tina did that move over and over and over again yesterday in their quarterfinal. 2 big blocks in a row for Tina Gradina.
All tied up. Here, Anouk gonna go to that short poke. Anastasija, perfect read to give herself set point, not yet. Now set point for Switzerland with a monster block in return from Anouk.
How important has blocking been down the stretch? Anouk, 2 blocks in the last handful of points. Tina, 2 blocks in the last handful of points.
First set point here. Wrapping it back to the line. She's done that all match long. Stave off, set point.
What excellent feet to ball from Tina, where she had to travel all the way across the court, get those choppy feet there, good step close, and that nice wrap back.
Line the line float to Anouk. And Tina fake pull, Travis, and then stays up in the net for the monster block.
The fake pull, and it's so hard to fake pull, bring yourself back up, and still make a disciplined hand move. And Tina's got it. 3 blocks in this switch alone.
I love it. You don't see that very often. It's purposeful, it's precise, timing everything here for Latvia in their first, like you said, first match point. Out of the middle comes Anouk. That one catching the net. Chance here for Latvia in transition. Gradina with a beautiful cut shot. Zoe's all over it, and Zoe puts it down up the seam for the kill.
Zoe says, no cut shots for you. Not today. Another cut shot, another match-saving dig and put away from Zoe Vérgé de Pace.
And a brave cut shot that time from Tina Gradina. She gets the full layout from Zoe, but Zoe so dynamic, able to gather, get a step close, put that ball away. We're going extra innings here, 21 all. Gradina gonna wrap it to the line. That one off the block of Anouk. Anouk frustrated she was there.
That's a heart goes into the throat type swing there if you're a Latvian fan. I thought Anouk had that block, and instead we have a tool and another match point for Latvia.
Zoe getting one of her first balls inside out. She sees the space in the angle. It's a little chip for the kill.
Man, she has been smooth. She has been flawless.
Yes.
Offensively and in transition. It's just been the rock of this team.
Line the line. Out wide, Gradina. Snapping angle, Zoe there. Joust at the net. Good poke over from Zoe Vérgé de Pace. She's everywhere, Travis.
And Zoe again, perfect offensively and in transition, but this set from Anouk is not easy to make, and she makes it.
Heads up play here, little joust, good lift. Second set point now for Switzerland. She goes to the shorty. Good pick up from Gradina, and Gradina keeps that swing high away from the block. And again, credit Anouk. She's in the right spot with that block.
And Tina had no interest in hitting that inbounds. She was just trying to find high hands, and she found them.
Fans getting their money's worth here in our first match on Stadium Court. Little poke over, option goes down. Cheeky little play from Anouk.
And I wonder where Switzerland will go to find this point now. Zoe wants a seam ball, from what it looks like.
Gradina trying to go sharp into the angle. That one goes into the net. Switzerland hold on after a seesaw battle to wrap up this second set. That means we're going the distance here, fans. Third and final set coming your way. There's a look at our scores. Tina Anastasija taking set 1, 21-15, and then Switzerland taking it 25-23 in the second.
They've played now 6 matches in Ostrava. 5 have gone the distance, the full 3 sets. They're well accustomed to this. We get a look at our second set stats, and the error difference for Latvia, that's the most alarming to me. 7 errors for Latvia in that second set after being almost perfect in the first. But it was the blocking. 2 blocks apiece. I got 3 for Tina, but that one might have not have cleared, might not have gotten the stats for it. But the blocking duel between Anouk and Tina is fun to watch.
They are super dialed. A couple of veterans out there. We've talked about Anouk. She's played everything in her career. She's played left side, she played right side, she played blocker, she played defense. And I know from personal experience, moving to defense and moving back to blocking, playing defense kind of helped me at the net a little bit, kind of see the game a little bit differently, get to work on some different lineups, just different vision when you're in the backcourt. And Anouk and Tina putting in some work up at the net. Third and final set to 15 for a chance in the finals, and that cut shot around the block to start things off for Gradina.
Miss Graceful herself.
Yep.
Just the most graceful approach and arm swing. It might be something about the goofy-footed nature. It's a pleasure to watch.
Tight ball, dunk back over there from Gradina. The service pressure and the blocking. Those are the keys for Latvia, starting it off with 2-0.
No one's better at this redirect than Tina Gradina, where again, she doesn't go straight down, she goes side to side with those blocking away from the cover.
Zoe from the left, the cut shot is perfect. Again, she's been perfect this whole match long.
I can't wait for the Beach Data crew to go through this match because I really think Zoe's hitting 100% in serve receive and in transition.
Zoe signaling to Anouk she wants it on Samuelova. Anastasija, nice little high line. Hadn't seen too much of that yet from Anastasija. She finds the sand.
Offensively, she's been excellent in this tournament. Aside from that one hiccup of a match that ended up not really mattering a whole lot, and it was fun. I was joking with her at breakfast. I said, nice play, Anastasia. Not the first one. I was like, nice playing the one that mattered.
It's all about timing. Zoe from off the net. And again, somehow, she's not supposed to score there, but she finds a way.
And when she's off the net down the middle, at this point, you got to know that that crossbody line is coming. And even when you do know it's coming, I mean, that's tagging outside line. She's just really good at that swing.
Switch sides. We switch on multiples of 5 in this set to 15. Great serve from Zoe. Working to the line. Zoe is there. Tight play at the net. She's going to poke it deep, and it drops down. Unreal play right now from Zoe.
She's been the best player on the court, and that's saying something with the way the team's playing right now as well. And Zoe might be playing the best of any player in the whole tournament at this point.
I don't think we've seen better yet here in Ostrava. Anastasija pushing the pass, going to work to the middle. Nice hand dig from Zoe. Off the net. You better believe it's another kill, Travis. She's unstoppable.
Oh, another sick play from Zoe Vergé. What else? The first hand dig we've seen, a little gator action there from Zoe.
And Tina tries to gate her as well, but not able to corral it. Can't wait to see the highlights here on Volleyball World Instagram of all the plays from Zoe after this one. Gradina Gonna go to the cut. Oh, that is sharp and fast. Not coming back.
One of the few cut shots we've seen go down on a line block. So we've seen Tina hit a couple cut shots over an angle block, but Zoe has been there for every cut shot except for that one, which was perfect.
4-4. Tight ball at the net. Good hustle here from Anouk to try and clean up that tight set, but it's out of reach.
That's a bummer if that's a dock against Zoe's side-out percentage. Because that was an overset, and Tina does a nice job being ready for it.
5-4 Latvia. Short serve to Anouk. And that shot, excellent idea. Just missing the execution, though, as it misses a couple centimeters wide.
And she's been so good at that shot in this match. The Perisic is what we've called that one, little outside-in approach, and then just flowing with it, and that nice sharp cutty. And I thought that had the line for sure, and it just sails wide.
Switzerland will take their timeout here, down just to 4-6. And when the games are shorter, Travis, do you see a trend where teams try to take those timeouts a little bit earlier than waiting in your experience in these third sets?
A lot of it's so contextual as well, which is why I was surprised that Tina and Anastasia took the timeout when they did in that second, because it was just a missed opportunity in transition. But for Anouk and Zoe, they'd given up 2 in a row in serve receive, where they're a little bit out of system, a little bit out of sorts. And so I think that that's a good time to take a timeout, but I think there's so much context that has to be weighed and considered when, is this too early, is it too late? I think this is a good time, an appropriate time to take a timeout.
Context is everything. To get back out on the sand, Anastasia continuing the service pressure. She goes short here. Good read, Anastasia gets the dig, that is clean. Working to the sideline goes Anastasia, but that goes wide.
And just a quick rule clarification, you can hit the net when it is outside of the antennas, and so that's why we saw that replay earlier when Zoe clipped it in that second set. That is an important miss in transition for Switzerland.
And Anouk trying to slap one to the sharp line, and that one doesn't clear the net, so a break for Latvia. No need to side out as they continue at the end line. Here's Gradina. Nice bump set. Anouk from off the net, getting a little underneath that ball, and that's a rare error from Anouk, going way deep.
It might have been one of those indecisions on offense, because not only was it out, but if it had been in, it was right at Anastasia. And so I think that she was trying to make a late choice and just didn't fully commit to what her swing was.
Little chance here for Anouk. It sees some space down the line and taps it right to the sand. Good recovery from Switzerland.
Oh, a little Kristen Nuss low line sliver. That's a great shot from Anouk.
Zoe gonna sail that one long, and Switzerland feeling a little bit of that pressure right now, trying to dial up some of the serves and turning into a few misses.
And I think service pressure, it's key. And I think you need it, especially with the way that Anastasia and Tina are siding out right now. So I'm okay with a couple misses from the service line.
Good middle serve. Anouk's going to work behind. She's going to overhead too much here, and that works. Nice little changeup from Switzerland.
That's a risky swing. That's a risky swing, because Tina is so good at blocking that crossbody from the left, and that's exactly what Tina was setting up for, baiting that swing again, and she just lets that left hand go a little bit far to the line.
Short serve to Anastasia. Good roll up here from Tina. Tina there with the cover. Chance again for Latvia, and Tina with really no approach, just a little step close, finds the sand.
The small touches are just so important, where it's just a little super controlled cover right into Anastasia's hands. Anastasia has those beautiful hand sets, and Tina puts it away. Small touches make all the difference.
Tina with the trickler. Good pickup here from Anouk. Tina waiting for that cut shot that Anouk's been using, and swats it.
Trying to think of the best blockers in terms of footwork. Tina might not have a parallel. Watch this shuffle, 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 and then jump, and then again redirecting the block away from the covers. It's phenomenal.
stay on Anouk. It's going to be a tight ball. Heads up play from Gradina, waiting for that poke over. Oh, and she terminates. Gradina all in her bag here in this third set.
Tina is taking over this semifinal match. Wants to push her way into the finals, wants to guarantee a second straight medal here in Ostrava.
Find the line. It's an overpass. A chance here for Gradina. Nobody up in the net. She goes to the shorty. Zoe's there. Good little poke, dig from Gradina, and she goes down the line, and everything working right now. And like you said, Tina taking over.
And what's crazy about how many points Latvia is earning right now is that Anastasija, all she's done is set. The defender hasn't really had to do a whole lot. It's Tina getting an overpass, Tina getting a block, Tina getting a transition, Tina getting a pull dig. She's everywhere.
13-7. Latvia can smell the finals now. There's Anastasija wanting to get in on the action, coach. Not quite yet. Anouk with a huge block and a much-needed one to slow this crazy momentum on the side of Latvia.
I've seen bigger comebacks than this, and you need the blocking to make this comeback.
And Zoe puts pressure right now on Latvia. Anastasija. She's going to poke to the jumbo angle. Mark it as the second jumbo poke we've seen, and now Latvia have semifinal match point. Deep float off the platform of Anouk. And cheers and jubilation on the side of Latvia. They're going to the finals.